They announced 32 cars coming to the Crew Motorfest. By the way, right now, as this video goes up, as it goes live, I will be live streaming on this very channel the Crew 2 restarting from scratch, so check that out. Now, these cars are from everywhere, whether it be from the police update, well, the police side of the update, or whether that be from the year 2 pass. Look, I'll just hope it's better this time. I'm just gonna hope that it's better this time. But I'm here to tell you all of these cars. Now, to clarify, there is a whole lot of information in the summer showcase. That's gonna get its own video. This one is just for the people who only want to know about the cars. The year 2 pass, I'm not gonna go into depth. I'm not gonna go into depth on the police. I'm not gonna go into much depth on anything other than the cars. You want to know about cars, and I'm telling you about the cars. You're welcome, by the way. Head down there, subscribe, leave a like. It would be appreciated. Shout out, you guys. Let's get to 100K by the end of the year. And oh my god, is that the set to the podcast? Finally getting an upgrade. Holy hell. Is that the set to the podcast? Don't do it. Is it really? Shit. First of all, we have the police vehicles. Now, there is a fair few, 7 in total. Here is a different look at all of those in the actual trailer. These are all going to be part of the Chase Squad, the police, but it's neon and it's cat versus dog themed for some reason, and it's basically there'll be police cars, but like this. I really hope you can change the liveries.
The target will always do everything they can to escape, trying to predict their next move.
Now, the ones we do know, we know what spec they'll be. However, the few that are brand new cars, we don't. But we have the Audi RS6 Avant police car, the Chase Squad. Then we have the Ivory Tower Asus police car, based on the Ivory Tower Asus currently in the Crew Motorfest. Then we have the Mustang Dark Horse police car, Chase Squad vehicle. This one's going to be in Street Tier 2, with the Ivory Tower Asus being hypercar. The Lycan Hypersport, also in hypercar. Crazy. We have the Porsche 911 GT3RS. Which spec it's going to be is unknown. I can tell you it's not Street Tier 1, but it's between Hypercar or Street 2 for this one. And then, same thing, between Hypercar and Street 2 is the Ivory Tower brand new muscly looking car, Chase Squad police car. That's 6 cars, you'll notice. It's not 7 cars, Sid. You'd be right. Here's a sticker. Take it. It's on my house. You're right. Well, the last one isn't actually a car. It's the Chase Squad helicopter. This thing is the specific police version of the helicopter that is included in the playlist. Now, this actually leads on to the 8th vehicle as well, which is another helicopter. Yes, the helicopter is back. Isn't that cool? Finally, they brought the helicopter back. Only took them this long, but I'm glad we got it at least. But we need to quickly go back to the police cars. The thing about the police cars is they're going to be featured in the year 2 pass. So, Julien, tell me about the year 2 pass.
Available on November 6th, along with the launch of Season 5. It will also be included in the refreshed Gold and Ultimate Edition of the Crew Motorfest. With the year 2 pass, you will gain access to a total of 20 additional vehicles. 7 vehicles will be available from day 1 through the Chase Squad experience. The remaining 13 cars will be part of the monthly drop through the year, including 2 cars available on day 1.
Just like that, 8 cars becomes 21 cars. Can I say car? Are you guys fine if I say cars? You know I mean also 2 of those are helicopters. I can say cars, right? Right? And did they pull out all the stops for this one? Yes. Oh, God. The Mark E is one of the upcoming year 2 pass cars. What a shame. What an unfortunate car to have as one of the selling points of the brand new pass. The Mark E, one of the ugliest SUVs, one of the biggest affronts to the Mustang name. What a horrid thing to try and shill as the big year 2 pass. Oh god. And then interestingly, another sort of air car, also in the year 2 pass, the Maserati MC20. Now that's a pretty cool car, right? How am I considering the Maserati MC20 to be meh? Well, simply because, and you may or may not agree, we've already got the Maserati MC20. We've got this version of the car. So, what's the difference? Well, it's the convertible one that they're adding. And that's really all there is. On top of that, a lot of convertibles in the game, not all, but a bunch, allow you to put the top up. Now, clearly, as you've seen, they're soft tops. Convertibles in general. But it basically means that the car, if it does have that, and I'm not saying it shouldn't, I prefer that, but if it does have that, it really does diminish the point of having that car in the game. But yes, those are 2 cars, but the better cars coming are the BMW M5 CS, which I'm sure you guys can tell me why this thing is hype, why it's gets people so excited for some reason. My brain can't comprehend it. Why is this thing so cool? You tell me, please tell me. Am I out of touch? Is it just a kids these days thing? And the Nissan R32 Skyline, the one that people wanted for so long, is finally coming to the game after it was shown before launch. These are all going to be in the year 2 pass, as well as 9 other cars. These ones are just the first updates cars. There's 4, presumably, because 2 at launch, so 1 more than the monthly amount, just like the year 1 pass did it. And then, this time around, it seems to be 1 a month instead of 2 a month. The year 1 pass did 2 a month. This one is only giving you 1, which honestly might be better. I kind of prefer that. I mean, it might strip the value a little bit of the year 1 pass. Most of the cars are going to be in the playlist, which is also included in the year 2 pass. Those 7 police cars, also in the year 2 pass. And then there's only 9 after the first 3, essentially, yeah, after the first 3 months, there's only 9 left. One a month. I just hope they do it better this time. I hope they actually allow it to be hype. I hope we still get the same amount of cars overall in an update. Which, hey, to be fair, this one, yeah, it seems like it. But let's segue from there to the Made in Japan playlist. The one that's not in the year 2 pass. The one that everyone will be able to play. There is one shot I cannot get out of my head. It may be the most the crew motivest has ever looked. And it's this one right here. The Liberty Walk NSX. The Honda NSX that we are getting as part of the Made in Japan playlist. With how much it was highlighted and the fact that it's the cover image for the playlist makes me think it's the playlist reward car, which is already so good. Oh, and this video seems to have gone to this, which we will come back to. See, because so far in the game, when we've gotten a Volume 2 playlist, the way they'll do it is they'll do the reward for the first playlist, the Volume 1, but that same customization on a different car. Whoa! And as much as I think that's fine, I would have at least preferred a different color scheme. I like that it keeps it slightly on theme. I just kind of, yeah, a different color scheme and probably a bit more unique, right? Keep it the same style, but I don't know, give me like a massive hood turbo or anything else. But this one seems to go a completely different route. In this one, we've gone from this Supra, the Ryujin, really crazy cool customized, which is clearly, look, there could have been a cool car like this for a Volume 2. I wouldn't have minded a 300ZX customized like this. That would have been cool. But instead, we've gotten the Liberty Walk NSX. Lovely. But let's get back to those rivals. This seems to be a new feature on top of everything else coming in this game. The rivals. Now, every one of these cars that you can see here, checked, these are all cars that are already in the game. However, that DeLorean in the bottom right definitely is. How can I double, triple confirm this is a DeLorean? Because in the Made in Japan video leading up to it, we see it right there. That is a unique edition of the DeLorean. We do not have a DeLorean that looks anything like that in-game. I did originally think it could have been the neon one, but it's not that. And you cannot do that to a base DeLorean in-game. So it's gonna be a brand new DeLorean, which if it follows, all of these are gonna be brand new. So that's 4 other cars. What are we even on at this point? A lot? We're on a lot. Like 22 now? But as much as these are unknown, the top right one and the bottom left one, we definitely don't know. But I might have an idea on what one of them is. Listen to this line right here.
A Pontiac with a lion head has been spotted near your location.
There you go, and
One of the chiefs.
that's one of the chiefs. And no, I don't think she's talking the mediocre American sports team. Instead, I think she means the cars you race in the final event, as there's only 4 of them, and we know it's the final event because you're in the reward car. This event's enemies, the rivals, the chiefs being these few here, the 4 around here. So this one is a custom Pontiac. Who knows which one? I wouldn't be bothered to check too much. It's Pontiac, it's whatever. And then this middle one, literally no idea. Like, what even could that be? And then, finally, we have 3 more cars that are, like, confirmed. Well, we don't know where these will be. Probably just shop, though, right? That is the Rimac Nevera, as you can see here. Beautiful car. Record-breaking car. The Porsche 911 GT3RS. Record-breaking with how many children on TikTok like the car. And the Ivory Tower, whatever the hell that thing is. Which is so silly that I may actually like it now. Because it's getting kind of... It's dumb, but it's kind of cool. Those 3 are also new, and we don't know where they're going to be. But there they are. Pretty nice, right? It's nice to get 3 other cars on top of all of that. But then we get some interesting stuff. Some question marks. Well, I say that just because that's what I put in front of them on my little list here. The KS Mars Leader. Look, they said they're getting an original soundtrack or like an original song for the game, and for some reason they really highlighted the KS Mars Leader here. This car is confusing because they're really highlighting it. But as far as I can tell, there isn't a spec new on the car besides the livery, which you can change anyway. Then again, the crew isn't too shy when it comes to making exclusive cars that look near identical to the original version of the car. Now, I seem to have done a lot to this one. But you can kind of tell that this one basically just looks like a basic RX-7. This is actually an exclusive one, believe it or not, though. Which is what makes me think maybe this isn't a unique car. Unique. Basically just different in the selection screens. And then finally, just like some of the other things that will be getting more dedicated videos, more specific videos, we also have a teaser like this. The Season 6 teaser right here with the red, yellow, and blue color scheme, as well as this font being the identical font used by Red Bull. Season 6 is a Red Bull update. And there's one Red Bull car which has been stuck in purgatory basically since launch. We saw it at launch, but we just, for some reason, haven't seen anything about it since launch. It's this thing. The 2020 AF Corse Ferrari 488 GT3 Evo. We saw this thing in-game in the trailers. And, I mean, look, if we're getting a Red Bull update, it makes sense that we finally get this Red Bull car that... This is on Red Bull's website. Red Bull thinks this car is in-game. The Crew Motorverse adds a garage of exclusive Red Bull vehicles. They think the car is in-game. Did anyone want to tell Red Bull it wasn't? I assume when this update was decided... I assume they know now. But speaking of people knowing things, you now know all of the cars that they've announced and confirmed for the next update. You're welcome, by the way. Head down there and subscribe. Thank you to popular members, especially thank you to famous members, and an insane thank you to star members. We don't have any. Become a star member. And an insane top of the top thank you to Icon members. HK. I will see you boys in the next one. That's about it from me. in a bit.